All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All You Can Eat Chelsea episode 251. It's the start of a new era. It's the start of a new era. We're going to lay down the foundation. We're going to let you guys know exactly what's going on. But it's exciting. It's very, very exciting times. Well, for All You Can Eat Chelsea and for you guys in the live chat. But before I get into all of that nitty gritty things, Alexis, how are you, my man?
I'm not bad, my friend. I'm not bad. Personal life is great. I can't complain. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's living good. Football life, man, it's stressful, man. I can't lie to you. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Being 30 and still having your mood is so impacted by a sport is
Yeah.
nuts. Like, I woke up on Sunday more angry than I went to bed. Spent Sunday thinking about problems I can't solve. I'm 30 years old, tweeting Fabrizio like he's my cousin. Yo, have you got any news for me?
I
Any
saw
meetings?
that.
Like, it's not healthy,
you
man.
are you are after this manager to be gone. We're gonna get into all of that. I understand where you're coming from. I get what you mean. You're trying to salvage something. You're trying
Yeah,
to salvage something. So I get
bro,
that.
I want to leave with
Um,
something.
you want to leave with
I w-
something. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it, man. I hear it. We're gonna talk about all of this in details. But yeah, man, like, you're talking about you in your 30s. Me, I turned 40 last year. I'm going to be 41 this year, and it's not healthy for someone of my age as well. You know what I mean? Like you wanna be watching games peacefully. You want to be excited, happy, but every single week it seems like it's getting worse and worse. Well, the last four games we've absolutely been smoked. Besides the Newcastle one, but we still lost. Now, as I said to the live chat, before we get into all of these fantastic discussions, first up, Don will be here. Is probably just running a bit late. You can understand for everyone, for Alexis and for Don and for Matisse, like it's working hours. Well, not really for Matisse. Matisse full time YouTuber, but Don works, Alexis works. So this was the best time for all of us to be together. I do understand quite a lot of people were saying, what about later on in UK time? Which I didn't have any issues with, but I think some of the guys, they've got other things on as well. Matisse got some things on. Don as well might have some things on. So this was the perfect time where like myself, Alexis, Matisse, and Don, we can make it this time every single week so that we are consistent for you guys, right? So that's the first thing in terms of the timing. In terms of the setup, the reason we've gone back to the core, which what I mean by that is the show needed consistency. It needed the best chemistry, and the best chemistry was found with myself, Alexis, Don, and Matisse. And this is what we want to bring to you. We want to be as genuine and as flamboyant as well at the same time on a week to week basis. Now, I can already see where's Matisse. Matisse, he was on a little bit of a holiday. I think he still is going to be on a holiday, but today I think he's got some sort of his branching out podcast where he's recording with someone else. I think that's what's going on. So hopefully he's back next week. But he's definitely in the show. In fact, this was his idea to bring it back to the core. In well, not just his idea, my idea as well, together to bring it back to the more consistent, panelists. So that's Matisse. Eunice, I see a lot of people saying, "Where's Eunice?" Look, first of all, I just want to. I'm only going to say this for the last time, right? Because I feel like I keep repeating myself about this. So hopefully, each and every one of you guys, you're going to watch it, and hopefully, you can remember. I'm pretty sure down the track, you're going to ask me this same question again. Don's in the building. Big up, Don, my man. Good to see you, my brother.
They got man.
There's no issues with any of us with Eunice. There's not been a fallout. There's been nothing. We are still very amicable with each other. Eunice reached out to me a few weeks back saying that this timing is very difficult for him moving forward because he's got a few other things going on. And also at the same time, he said he just wanted a bit of break from all of this because he's doing his second channel, he's doing his main channel, and he wants to focus on that. So But that's fine. I have to respect that. I've completely got to respect that. So I got nothing against him. He's got nothing against us. We're quite cool about all of that. So hopefully that's Eunice's side. It's got nothing to do with, Eunice has left these guys to join Minerals. It's got nothing to do with that. Now, it's up to you if you want to think that way. That's absolutely fine. Third point that I wanted to say was, where's Connor? Where's Javon? Where's CB? With Connor, lovely person. He might still come on every now and then where we might need, someone to fill in or anything. But the core group is Don, Alexis, myself, and Matisse. With Connor, once again, the consistency factor. Like, as much as he tried his level best to be available, but the bottom line is he just couldn't be available all the time. That was the same with Javon as well. But with Javon, it was very early in the morning for him, being in USA. So that's that. With CB, I just want to make one thing very, very clear, because I know some of you guys have asked me this, asked me this question. I personally don't know what's going on with Don and CB, and that's none of my business. With me, it was more the fact that CB never showed up. So there's no point in having CB on the show if he's not going to show up. So once again, he was also very, very cool and calm about it. I just told him, look, we want to go back to the basics and have consistency. So hopefully all of that homework is done and dusted, and you guys can stop asking me all of this stuff, and we can get back to talking about football. But before we do that, Don, how you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Looking forward to this break. I can't lie. I need to have a look for some tickets, man. I'm thinking to go Paris this weekend. I can't lie, man. So I need to just have a look because I need a break. I need a break from London.
You want to go back to the crime spot where 5-2 took place.
I won't be visiting the stadium. I'll be visiting other places that I usually go when I go there, man. But yeah, I just need a little break, man. I need a little break from London, man.
Have you been to Paris before?
Yeah, I've been twice.
You like it? Yeah, you recommend?
No, I love it.
For people to go.
It's just convenient. Yeah, obviously, because one of my friends lives there as well, isn't it? It's really convenient.
Nice.
It takes 2.5 hours getting there, so it's just easy.
I gotta go there, man. I've not been to Paris, and some of my family members, they've been there and they loved it, man. So yeah, that's definitely a spot for me to put down. I want to go to where Alexis went as well, the last holiday near Portugal.
Madeira.
Somewhere in Madeira. That looked amazing. All right. Well, it is the international break. I know you guys want to, think about happier things, but we're going to have to talk about all of this, bro. We're going to have to talk about all of this because the football club's in a bit of a mud. I'll kick things off and then you guys chime in wherever you guys want to chime in. Lads, I'm at a situation where I can't trust this ownership ever again. It's done. Like, not that I ever trusted them. I was always on their back. You would see all my videos from last season. Alexis would know very, very well how much I was going after the ownership, to the point where Alexis actually hated me for going after the ownership so much. So to you lot in the live chat, he's blue coin, I've never been blue coin. Never, ever. I've always scrutinized and criticized this ownership from the get-go, right? Ever since all of that fuckery that took place when Todd Bowley was, quote unquote chairman, right, and sporting director. My only regret, and I wouldn't even say that it's a regret, I fell for it after the Club World Cup, right? I fell for it. I thought the squad was going somewhere. I felt confident that off the back of winning the Club World Cup, we can progress to something better under that same manager and add a few more quality, that we could do something this season. And even after the transfer window finished, I was still confident that there was enough good to create something. I wasn't one of those guys that was hell-bound on, I don't have a centre-back, I don't have a left wing, this, that, the other. I knew there were problems, but I felt there was something there. But as the season went on, and as when Moresca left, it was 100% confirmed to me that this ownership, they're always going to be up to no good. always going to be up to no good. And now, recently, we heard from Daniel Finkelstein that they're going to continue with the same policy. They're not in the business of buying the best products in the Premier League or outside of the Premier League. They're not in the business of paying a lot of wages. They're in the business of cutting the wages down. They're in the business of finding the next gem. They don't believe that a manager has a correlation with the results. This is why they go with the managers that they go with. And then, of course, now we have Liam Rosinia in the helm, and the results aren't going the way it should be. The football is back to Pochettino days, basketball sessions, bare mistakes in defense. And now the attack isn't clicking either. And it's so clear to see the body language of the players that they're fed up. They're fed up as well. Another realization that I probably made is I might have overestimated some of these players after the Club World Cup because of the hype and so on and so forth. I have to say, maybe a lot of them that I felt were okay are probably not okay. For instance, let's just say Wesley Fofana, right? I thought maybe he turned a page, but it's clear to see this guy's a joker. He really is a joker. I felt Liam Delap was a good signing. I genuinely thought he was a good signing, but he's proving me week in, week out that I'm a stupid idiot for thinking that way. And there are other bits and pieces as well. So, lads, I'm at a situation, happy for any of you guys to jump in, where I can't believe in this ownership anymore. So I don't care what happens in the summer window. I don't care whether we win after this international break or not, whether we get into the Champions League football. I don't trust this ownership. I need this ownership gone. How we get them going, I don't know. But my stance is this ownership needs to go. That's where I am. That's where I stand.
Shoot your shot, Don.
You're on mute, Don.
No, go on, Alexis. I was waiting for you to chime in. Go on, bro.
Bro, I'm very disillusioned with the way the club's going. The beauty, of having this community is that, number one, you get to talk about the club that you love on a weekly basis or even daily basis. The problem is there's no time out. You're on it every day. We've got group chats where I think Don and I, honestly, for someone that I've only known for 2 years, we argue so much, and I love him for it. I need it. It's exactly how I am with my friends outside of the football world. And what's more and more evident, we're actually converging in our views. We might think of different things are the issue, but the same issue is at the core of it. Under these owners, we're not going to be a serious institution, but we could be hopefully better. But that doesn't matter. And for me, the final straw was when they sacked Enzo Moresca, or he walked. You can put it. I actually think the walking is more damning. The fact that someone was willing to walk away from X amount of money.
Alexis, I think it was definitely parting ways. I don't think he got sacked because they really didn't have any plans after.
Yeah, they didn't. They panicked.
It was parting ways. It was parting ways.
Yeah, and him walking out for me is the key detriment for when I said they don't know what they're doing. And you know what's funny? The videos are up. My meltdown when he got sacked. We thought he got sacked. When Rosinia was hired, the video is there when I say welcome, but I don't think you're going to be successful. And what's funny is now, when the window finished in the summer, and I said actively, this is a 3 out of 10 incoming window. People tried to convince me that there's squad depth. 9 months later, we're all looking at it now. And I think we can abundantly say there are good players. There is still talent in this team. I want to make that abundantly clear. There are still 11 players that, you look at, you say, I want to keep them. 12 players. But what's coming off the bench, what we're reliant on is so subpar. It's a simple little analysis I did today. And it was, how many international starters are there in the squad? There's 11. People were arguing, Levi Colwell, fine, let's call it 12. It's a 25-man squad, like 13 players. Some of them don't even get called up for their national teams. Garnacho and Gittins, like just prime examples. £90 million worth of assets.
Any of our goalkeepers starting?
Nope. Robert doesn't get called up anymore. Used to. And Jurgensen played for the under-21s. He's got 1 cap for Denmark. So it just tells you, right, where we've got players that are good and we've got players that are bad. The middle class is terrible. And now we have a manager that's a net negative. And he is an issue that should be sacked today. But I'm going to pass it to Don. And Don can continue.
I mean, yeah, man. I think we're all deflated about what's going on at the minute. I'm someone who, liked the signings that they were making at the start, bro, because they were making some good signings. The likes of Caicedo, Lavia, Palmer, Enzo Fernandez to go and make that signing in January. People need to remember, bro, this guy was one of the most sought after players after the World Cup, bro. He got young player of the tournament. And if you remember, bro, if we waited till the summer, we would have got him for cheaper, but we wouldn't have got him because we didn't get Champions League football. We would have been up against everyone to get this player, right? So for us to go above and beyond to go get him, the likes of Caicedo and that, I'm like, okay, cool. They're clearly trying to build something serious here. But as time's gone on, bro, like, it's like when you start a new series, innit? And after season 1, it starts to go a bit downhill after that. You know what I mean? And I'm a bit similar to Miz too. Going into this season, I was feeling optimistic about, the team. I thought, okay, they've turned the corner in terms of the mentality. I was expecting Moresca to level up even more as a manager, right? He's got a year under his belt in the Prem. He's got 2 trophies now, right? I'm thinking, yeah, things are only going to get a bit better from here, But then Howell gets injured. We don't go buy a centre back, right? that was the massive, one of the biggest.
That was a big blow. That was a big blow. Huge.
Big blow. Red flag. Red flag.
And then they didn't replace him, which was the red flag.
They didn't replace him, right? Delap. Now I know a lot of people cook Delap. I was going on the terrace, right, talking about this guy, and they were mocking me about him getting number 9. Oh, it means you're not gonna get anyone else. I'm like, bro, let's wait and see, innit? Because we need another striker. I've never been in the camp of Delap should be a starter for Chelsea. It's more Delap is a good bench player for all top 6 teams. You know what I'm trying to say? So let's go and get someone else, right? And I think this was even after. Wait, did we sign Delap before João Pedro?
Yeah, it was
sort of same. It was similar time.
Delap came in. And it was Jackson and Delap for the first phase of the Club World Cup, and then my man came off Copacabana Beach and took over.
Oh yes.
João Pedro came, so I was still hoping a striker would come because I was in the camp of I don't really know what João Pedro's position is. Is he like a second striker? Is he like a I had PTSD from the likes of Nkuku. These guys, it's ambiguous guys. You don't know what position they play, right? So I was still hoping that we go and sign another striker. I was so against the signing of Shirley, bro. After signing a Gittins, you don't go and sign another squad player. But again, I was looking at the likes of Palmer, the likes of Enzo, the likes of Caicedo, Moresca to be even better this season, bro. And unfortunately, they haven't. You know what I mean? For various reasons, right? But where I stand with the ownership right now, bro, I've given them enough time, so many people.
Bro, they're about to enter 5th season, bro. They're about to enter 5th season.
100%, bro.
Ample time's been given. Ample time given.
I've given them enough time, bro, because they walked into a club, right, that needed changes, regardless of them even coming in. Because people like to do this thing of, you back Clear Lake over Roman. It's bullshit. Yeah, I've got receipts. I've done a show last week on my channel showing receipts of me criticizing Roman before I even knew who Clear Lake were, right? Saying, yo, this squad is not good enough. I said this a few days before the Champions League final. But what happened during that time was people let the Champions League paper over the cracks, and they made them believe that things were just going to be rosy going forward. When the reality is, we had a lot of changes to do, right? Now, obviously, Roman didn't get the chance. I believe he would have rectified mistakes. He didn't get the chance because he got sanctioned. But end of the day, they came into a club, where I'm thinking there's so many things that they need to do. I'll give them a bit of time. But where I am now, bro, they've had enough time, man. How many windows have they had? Yeah, I'm gonna use their words against them because they said judge us after the 4th window. We're now what? Is it 6 windows
Eighth.
in?
Eighth, bro.
Eighth window now, yeah?
Yeah.
The ninth
Eighth
window in
window.
the summer.
Ninth
It's gonna
window
be
in the
ninth
summer.
window. You see what I'm saying, bro? You know, and I'm sick and tired of just being on this roundabout, because when you deep it, this time of the season so far, with Moresca, with Rafinha, you know, with Pochettino, obviously those guys aren't blameless, but the theme here is that at this stage of the season, we just implode, bro. You know what I'm saying? We've imploded at this stage of the season under various managers. So that's where you've got to look at the root cause. You know what I mean? You have to look at the root cause. You know, these guys walk into so many avoidable mistakes, bro. So many avoidable mistakes, and that's from top to bottom. The ownership make avoidable mistakes. The managers we've had have made avoidable mistakes. The players make avoidable mistakes. Yeah. And that's a recipe for disaster when everyone's making avoidable mistakes, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like there's
from every department, there's mistakes.
But that's normal.
Every
though,
department there's
like,
mistakes, bro. Every department there's mistakes. And that's where right now I keep saying where we are right now, the volcano has erupted. All these problems that were bubbling, they've now it's all come to light now. Everything, all the problems that we've got with certain centre backs, with you know, lack of creativity, with just overcomplicating upstairs. Rafinha overcomplicating now. Moresca was overcomplicating before he left. Everything has come to light now, bro, and there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide, bro.
Yeah, and I think Don's spot on, right? As in the volcano's erupted, and the biggest volcano is the fans. Because what happened now is you've unified us. We've all had different opinions, but I'll tell you right now, I don't know many fans now that don't want Bluco out. And I think that's the biggest problem of all for them, because
I think it'll be a small percentage that's
it's
only
like
Bluco.
it's
Small.
A lot of it is more tongue in cheek and just driving your like heels into the ground just to be stubborn. Because when you think about it, right, you had, like, for example, for me, the manager was a positive. I don't think Moresca was perfect, but I think under this model, that's one of the best managers that we could get, because they're not going to go for, like, I don't believe we can get the top tier managers. I don't believe we can get the best potential managers, because they won't come to us, like a Cesc, Alonso. They won't look at us. I think we got lucky in what we got in Moresca. And even his ambition drove him out. So now we've got in Rafinha what we would have got in Moresca if things actually worked out the way they should have. Like, you get a manager from the championship, you get a championship manager. Yeah. Rafinha is struggling. He is drowning. And the reason he's struggling and drowning, it's not his fault. He's not good enough to be here. Like, and the other thing is, why is Enzo Fernandez, Cucurella, international full-fledged players, going to listen to him? Bro, what have you done? My manager left because of the ownership upstairs. The players are speaking out about it. Well, player is speaking out about it. And now you've got a manager. So forget the manager. You're already a net negative there. Don said it spot on. The signings this summer are worse. If you see there's a trend, right? Bowley summer, really good. Like, in the sense that big wages, big players, and you're like, okay, there's actual ambition. The summer after that, more tactical, however, higher transfer values, lower wages. No problem. We can still work with that. You're getting the creme de la creme young players. Now you're getting B's and C young players with lower wages. And I know what Don says, right? Don's going to correct me and say, oh, Arsenal got Timber for X amount. And I get that. The problem is Timber is a good auxiliary piece to have at Arsenal. He's not the main piece. And it's the same with us. You have to be so accurate with the signings that you get that they're going to bang. And then more importantly, you need to hope players that you already have develop at a quicker rate. And they're not. This is a big disaster, man. I don't know how they fix it. All I know is we need to scrape top 4 this year. But
the thing is though, it's easy to fix though, because I'm about to call out. There's a guy in the chat here, just here trying to troll. Non-VIP, this obsessed guy, right? Trying to talk about players like Anselmino, and that's why I say, right, this is the year of exterminating Skid Row. I did a show the other day, exterminating Skid Row, because there's certain youths that are not able to have multi-layered conversations. They'll hear you say Anselmino is a good prospect. They'll hear you say Paez is a good prospect. They'll hear you say Esteval is a very good prospect. Esteval is a very good player. But in their head, that now means that we don't need to go and sign ready-made players who are ready to start now because you think that this guy is going to be a top player in the future, you know, with given the right environment, right? And these are the type of guys that I'm eliminating from my channel, bro. When I see them in the chat on my channel, I tell the mods, zap these guys, bro. Get them out of it, yeah? Because I ain't got the energy or the time to be talking to these guys that haven't got the comprehension to understand these conversations, bro, yeah? I can like certain man that they've signed in isolation, guys like Satpayev, but in what world am I going to expect these guys to come into the team now and to be starting for Chelsea Football Club now, yeah? I've been banging this drum from day one. I had to bring receipts on my channel from day one when my camera was looking even blurry. It was even looking blurry, yeah? Talking about we need to bring in experience. We need to bring in ready-made players. We need to bring in this. We need to bring in that. I've been singing this song from day one. When they signed the Mudriks, the Medwakis, I said, bro, no more Mudriks, Medwakis. Bring me players who are polished. Young players who are polished. If you're going to go down that route, go bring me Olise. Go bring me Due, yeah? Bakola's not the most complete player, but these are the sort of guys that I don't mind if you're going to go down the model of young players. Young players where you don't need to do so much work, you know. They're already at a level where they're top players. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Bakola's better than what we have.
Let me tell you guys.
Bakola comfortably starts on our left-hand side. Comfortably starts on our left-hand side, bro. Many players do.
Let me tell you guys something, right? Look, the live chat. There are times when I think Don will agree with this as well. There are times when Don is on a banter mood, right? And he'll say a few things. It's really, you need to understand that he's bantering and he's, you know, just giving the rivals a bit of a stir. Like, try and understand when he's bantering and when he's not. There are times you need to understand the deep underlying sort of logic behind what he's saying. I think you guys sometimes fail to understand.
They fail to comprehend, bro. They fail to comprehend.
They do. They fail to comprehend what Alexis says at times. They call him brown envelope. Like you lot don't understand like the underlying message here. You hear one buzzword and you go, "Oh, this guy's no." But you do the same thing with Matisse. You do the same thing with me. You do the same thing with everyone. I'm here to now tell you guys openly and honestly that you have to understand the underlying message. There's many times Don has said, yes, this player is good, but I need other experienced players to come in and around. Like, for instance, Mark Gu. Don's never said Mark Gu needs to start for us or he needs to spearhead for us. He said he's a good option to have maybe to come.
People going to say, oh, he's lying now. Last season, when we had Jackson messing about, I said, bro, give him a run of games, right? But that's when the window is shut, miss. We've got no... We couldn't go out and go buy anyone.
There's no other option. There's no other option,
right? But end of the day, we know that Mark Guiu was like a third choice type striker at the minute. You know what I mean? But people fail to comprehend these things, bro. Comprehension is a skill I didn't think wasn't that common. You know, I thought most people would have comprehension skills, bro, but clearly not. Clearly not, bro.
It's crazy, and I want to go one step further. Like, one of the biggest reasons a lot of our players are not doing well is because of the sick environment that we have.
Agreed.
And this goes in any stance in life. Whether it's Alexis, whether it's Don, whether it's me, whether it's Matisse, whether it's anyone, put us in a disgusting, sick environment, we'll collapse as well. It's hard to maintain your standard when you're surrounded with shit all over the area.
I was waiting for that. Put that comment up. I'm exposing these guys, bro. Put up non-VIP. You see what I'm saying is that's why I literally said that. I know how these guys work. I said that before he said it. Yeah, I did ask for Guiu to start last season when the window was shut and there was no one else.
Yeah, because it was the 2nd of February, and all of a sudden all we have is Guiu and Jackson. Like,
yes.
What else is Don meant to do? What else is Don meant to do when the window is shut? Like, get some other random players outside of the football club to start for us. That's what we have available.
These guys are exposing themselves, bro.
You know,
they're exposing themselves. And it's even funny because I remember that game last season, yeah, when we played West Ham at home and Guiu and Neto came off the bench and they helped change the game for us. And everyone was, oh, Guillaume needs to play more. But what happened? He got injured in that game. And then he was out for basically the rest of the time. We had to play Neto up top, right? But these are the sort of guys, I'm telling you, Skid Row guys are going this year, bro. I'm not dealing with them no more, yeah? I'm not dealing with them no more because you can't have mature, nuanced conversations with them, bro. They're always trying to, try to catch you out or try to twist your words or try to manipulate views or try to push a certain narrative. They're weasels, end of the day, yeah? And I'll keep calling them out. That guy just exposed himself, bro. He said what I knew he was going to say before he even said it. I said it first. And then look what happened.
You preempted it.
I preempted it, bro. I know how these guys work. I know how their brains work. It's mad.
Can I add something? I feel like
Go on, bro.
I've been getting something on my channel recently, and I don't know whether you two have. The Enzo Fernandez, sell him. I just want to... This is a big platform, right? And I want to express something live that you can't express when you're making a video that's recorded, right? Because there's no interaction with the crowd as much as there is. You lot do understand that, number one, Enzo Fernandez is clearly one of our better players. If anyone disputes that, you have an agenda. He is one of our better
100%.
players. Whether you love him or you hate him, he's one of our better players. The second thing is, if they sell him for 85 million, you do understand that the replacement would be a Valentin Barco or that type of
100%.
profile.
100%.
We're not going, like, people are like, oh, go get Elliot Anderson, go get Wharton. We're not spending 90 million, 80 million. And the reason we're not going to spend that, or a Rodgers. And plus, are those players, like, honestly, hand on your heart, are they as good as Enzo Fernandez? And I'll give you an example. The pressure of playing for Crystal Palace, the pressure of playing for Forest, and the pressure of playing for Aston Villa is completely different. Rodgers has had 2 stints this year. 2 stints of 10 games, no GNA. No GNA. What would be happening in this fan base if we spent 80 million pounds and our attacking midfielder in 2 stints had no 10 GNA? Joao Pedro, people were calling the Home Office trying to get his visa revoked and send him back to Brazil.
It wasn't that long time.
It
wasn't that long time ago. People were talking negatively about Joao Pedro. Just because he's now gone through a bit of a phase, all of a sudden, oh, Joao Pedro is a great sign. You either rate him from the get-go or you don't rate him. Right?
We need to stop forcing out our best players. And what we need to do is put pressure on this board to absolutely give support to these players that are already performing at a good level.
100%,
if we
100%.
had 3 more or 5 more Enzo Fernandez level players in this team, we would be in a very good position. You're on mute.
John, you're on mute.
Right, sorry, the analogy that I've used for, like, to break things down for some of these people, even the ownership, because they just don't know what they're doing up there, right? Because their whole thinking is they're going to grow together, right? They're going to improve together. They're going to develop together. But end of the day, bro, if you've got, plants, you go and buy some plants right now, yeah? Those plants, they can't germinate. They can't grow without sunlight, yeah? If you leave them in the dark, they're going to be small. They're going to be tiny. They won't
they're going to die. They're going to die.
They're going to die.
They're going to die, right? Now, the likes of Enzo Fernandez, Palmer, Caicedo, and these sort of guys, yeah, Quenda, these guys will not get to the levels that they need to get to without sunshine, bro. Now, the sunshine in this context is the players who are ready now, right? Players who are going to come in and help these guys and not let them down. Because you look at Enzo Fernandez, for example, yeah, when we played PSG, man got a goal and an assist in that game, yeah? He's let down by Jorgensen, right? He's let down by Rafinha for making.
He was having a good game in the first leg, bro. He was having a good game. That first leg, he was having a very good game.
Very, very good game.
Down in that first
and quality let us down, bro. Yeah, and obviously poor management from Rafinha too. But I can talk you through so many examples. I know Palmer hasn't been great right now. I can talk you through so many examples where Palmer's done his job. Caicedo's done his job. Going back to Brentford, we played Brentford away. Caicedo should have scored the winning goal. Few minutes later, Shirley sleeping at the back post. Yes, granted, it was offside. That VAR decision to not even give that as offside was mad. But ultimately, Garnacho is sleeping at the back post, bro. And that's the theme of a lot of these guys. A lot of our players who are good enough to be in a title challenging team are consistently let down by the dross around them. Yeah, And it's not going to improve if they keep, getting rid of that dross and replacing them with players on that same level, right? How can you get rid of Maduekes and you want to get rid of the Jacksons, these guys who are inconsistent, guys that were poor in front of goal? But you think it's a good idea to go and sign a Jamie Gittins who hasn't played in the Premier League before, to then follow it up with a guy who isn't clinical in front of goal, a guy who's not direct, he's not good 1v1. He is the complete opposite of a Moresca type winger, We would have been better off signing Fatawu, bro, and Mavididi than signing Shirley Carter, bro. Do you get it? So these are the things, where I'm like, that's why I've got to look at these things and think, bro, like from time that they were pushing for Garnacho, and I know that these guys don't know what they're doing, because anyone in their right mind would have run away from that from that sort of signing, bro. Would have run away from it.
And Don, you know what the problem with this fan base is, right? And this is what really irritates me. We're very quick to scapegoat our better players rather than actually ask questions of the directors. Why is the squad so... Like last year, when we had, for example, Nkunku, Sancho, Noni, and Joao Felix off the bench. I'm sorry. I used to say we had a good bench. Moresca used some of those players better. However, the squad was good. Like, I would kill right now for a Joao Felix off the bench. You gave me a Buonanotte. You're giving me a Delap. You're giving me a Garnacho.
They weakened our squad in January, by the way. Apart from bringing Sarr back, our squad got weakened in January, bruv.
Like, I'm sorry, like we have gone backwards. And what's worrying me now is people are saying get rid of Enzo. Okay, cool. That's cute. Let's get rid of Enzo. Let Enzo go to Real Madrid. Good for him. Quality of life improves. Better paycheck. Great on him. However, who are you giving me in return? Like, people are like, we'll get Valentin Barco. What do I need? 1 meter 52 in height, 57 kilos, and what? No upper body strength. I'm sorry if he's a technical baller that gives you a good highlight reel. I need production.
People don't seem to grasp the idea that players like Enzo Fernandez, you've got to include more quality, and then you have this amazing beast of a player. But no, they want to look at Enzo Fernandez just on his own with the surroundings, the environment that he's at, and then judge the player like that. Look at what's happening to Cole. Is it a coincidence, lads? Cucurella has dropped his form. Cole Palmer hasn't found his form for ages now. Caicedo in the last few matches is also starting to look a little bit flimsy, right?
I think personally, he's playing within himself because the yellow cards, right?
Maybe.
I know we saw a slight drop off before. I think he was overplayed, but when I'm watching him, bro, like even at the Newcastle game, I'm seeing him kind of just staying off of people and that because he's not trying to. Okay, you know what I mean?
No problems. But the bottom line here, lads, how can we keep seeing this every single season? That these players are better quality players. They all seem to have a dip in form together at the same time. I feel it's because they're probably fed up. They're probably fed up with the nonsense. It's not easy for them. It's not easy for Cucurella when he sees players like Tosin or Chalobah or Fofana do bare number of mistakes, unbelievable amount of mistakes, and the goalkeeper as well. Then Malo Gusto as well. Like, how many gaps are they going to like try and fill? Do you know what I mean? You could have, let's say, back four plus the goalkeeper, 5 players, right? You could have maybe one that's a bit of a, dodgy player. But you can cover for that one, like because the rest of the group are quite solid. You can cover for that one bozo. But when there's multiple bozos, but Cucurella's now becoming a bozo as well. He's in different positions and he's in awkward positions. Then that trickle affects to the midfield. Midfield's starting to look bozo. Then that trickle affects to the attack. But people are going to stay there and go, but this guy's not a good player. Enzo Fernandez is not a good player. I've seen people also say, get rid of Cucurella. You might as well just get rid of all of these players.
Sprinkle in the adjustment in the system, which empowers attackers to go and express themselves, but then leaves us exposed.
Yeah, massive.
So like you're leaving worse players defensively more exposed. What do you think is going to happen? And then you're asking Caicedo, here's 50 yards of space rather than 25, and you need to not be aggressive. Come on, man.
Look, this is
Cucurella
what I
is in
mean.
the top.
Cucurella is in a top player. So Cucurella is not a top player. Enzo Fernandez is not a top player. Cole Palmer
Okay, but
is
are they
out of
good
form.
players? Because we haven't got enough good players. Forget top level players. Since everyone wants to be so like dramatic and say top level players. Okay, do we have enough good players? Bro, I don't think people understand, right? Playing for your national team means you're one of the best select players in your country, right?
That's
And
mad.
Enzo Fernandez starts for his country. If we sell him, and bring
Cucurella
him
starts
back,
for his country.
Cucurella starts for his
Literally
country.
the best fullback at the Euros, bro. Literally,
Yeah,
and he got an assist in the final against England.
Some of the most prestigious like nations in world football, and we've got their starter in our team. Yet people want me to replace it and go, oh, what Gerald Hato? Hato might not be going to the World Cup. Like, you let him develop. This is the best time for Hato because he's got Cucurella in front of him. He's coming on. He's getting minutes. That's the one position they might have actually got right.
Bro, it's experience. You don't complain that we've got a lack of experience or we need more experience, and then you want to get rid of our experience, especially with the ownership that we've got, right? Because there's so many intangibles that Cucurella brings into the team. Yeah, he's durable, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not the best on the ball. He's not like a Lewis Hall on the ball or like a Mendes on the ball. We know this, right? But he's an effective enough left back, bro. He's one of the best left backs in the league, right? And
100%.
yes, he's at a drop off. He's at a drop off, on form. But bro, like, it happens. Like, players are not going to be, consistently 9 out of 10 every single week. But we've got enough of a sample size to know he's a top player. He's a top defender. You know what I mean?
He's a leader as well now. We don't have leaders in this team. He's a leader. So let's get rid of Cucu. Let's get rid of Enzo Fernandez. Hell, Cole Palmer's not doing well. Apparently, he's fantasizing about Man United. All right, let's get rid of Cole Palmer as well. What are you left with then?
You see, Miz, that's the problem there.
We're going to be in relegation next season.
Bro, that right there is a big problem with this club right now. The lack of continuity, bro. Right? I read yesterday on The Athletic, no Premier League club has made more changes to their 11 than Chelsea, bro, this season. We have made 99 changes to the starting 11, bro. Yeah, 99, broski. Right? We're in March and we're seeing another new centre back partnership, Hato and Fofana. That was the first time they played together. There's zero continuity, bro. Like, people want to say, oh, get rid of Enzo Fernandez. Bro, you're talking about a guy that's been playing in the Prem now for quite a while. Has won
almost 4 seasons.
Almost 4 seasons. You want to just get rid of him, send him to Real Madrid, and then bring in a guy, Barco, who is not even really the same profile as Enzo. He didn't really kick on in the Prem with Brighton either. No. So you're getting rid of someone that you've been building up, and then you're starting again. You're starting again. Where is the level of continuity, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Rather than supplementing the squad, you're removing what's good at. You're literally being blue card, bro. You're stripping out all the good assets. You're literally.
This is why. You know what? That's such a fantastic segue, Alexis. This is why the ownership don't take these fans seriously, because these fans are acting like Bluco as well. Because these owners, they go, you blame us, but you want change on a regular. You want this guy out, you want that guy out, you got this one. You don't like him for 2 seconds, you want this guy. You're just like us. Have a look at the mirror. There's no difference between you and me. You're like me. So this is what I want to now talk to you guys about in the live chat as well. Lads, because we're going to touch base on Rosinha. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about Rosinha. Lads, protest coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Man United. Alexis, I'll start with you. How you feel about this, bro?
So last time there was a protest, I actively said, what is the point of protesting? Because I didn't see the value of it, because I thought the team was going in a positive direction. Because I told you, I trust the manager. Listen, I'm a very simple fan. You give me a manager to believe in, you give me enough players where I'm like, okay, we're going in a positive direction. Which, in my opinion, at the start of summer and even after 12 games, I thought we were going in a good direction, man. I trusted Moresca. It wasn't perfect, so I was like, there's no point of protesting. However, it's got to a point now where it's untenable. Protests, in my opinion, as long as they're safe and non-violent, are fully, needed. you need to voice it. And I think the fact that the Strasbourg fans are coming across shows the severity of it. And I'm going to give a massive shout out to the project organizers, because you guys are doing it in the right way. We're seeing rules and regulations around what to chant, one clear message. I respect it, man. I really do respect.
Yeah,
Don?
I echo those thoughts too, man. I respect it. Everyone that's going to the protests, you know, big yourself up in it. But personally, for me, bro, I've had this take about protests even before any of this problem with Clear Lake, before they even came in. Protests don't really work, bro. I'll be real. What's gonna hurt these guys is not going to the games and emptying out the stadiums, right? Yeah, it brought a smile to my face, bro, seeing people leaving, you know, at Hill Dickinson, because, bro, I said on my channel, my review, Liverpool, like I've traveled to Liverpool myself. It's like an hour journey from Manchester on the train, so it's far, right? Because getting to Manchester from London's about, I'll probably say about 3.5 hours, yeah. So you got to add another hour to that if you're taking a train from there as well, bro. People left. People went all the way to Liverpool and they left, right? These are the things that are going to be hurting these guys. The PSG game, people leaving with like 20 minutes to go, yeah? When they start to see those empty seats, because people need to remember, bro, Clear Lake, they're an investment asset company, bro. When things start to look bad, because they're all about PR too, when they're seeing all these empty seats and that is what's going to make them think, oh shit, like, okay, now people are really taking a stand. When they see these 100%. Protests, bro, like, okay, you know, people get their pictures and, you know, people get their message across. But honestly, personally, I just think that if Barley looks at these protests, he just smiles and goes back to his cigar, bro, and gets on with what he's doing, right? It's only gonna, I only see real change if people actually start to pull money away from the club. That's the only way I see change personally. But if you're gonna go to the protest, you can do that. I just don't believe that protests bring real change for me personally, bruv.
No, but you know what? 100% hear what you're saying, Don. But I agree what you just said, that it cannot just be the protest itself. So go to the protest, fantastic. That's a start. But then you can't protest and then go to the match and then cheer on and do whatever else and whatnot. So everything's got to go together. It's got to supplement each other. So do the protest. And some people have suggested, okay, walk into the game 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes later, whatever. You have to send a message. You have to send an image. You need to understand these people are business people. For them, the image is their reputation. Their reputation, you have to hurt their reputation, right?
Yeah.
You have to hurt their brand. The way you want to hurt their brand is when it's being telecasted across millions across the world and they see that it's an empty stadium. That is when the owners be... Yeah, go on.
Lewis said a brilliant idea, and I actually think, I can't believe it's not catching like wildfire. So if people don't go to the game and return their tickets will get sold by the club, because the brand Chelsea is big enough where people want to go, right? And they'll be charged at a higher rate, so it suits Blueco. What he suggested,
Vivid seats. They'll sell it in Vivid, right?
So what he suggested is go to the game, tag yourself in, get your points, but stay in the concourse. Don't go out to your seat. Stay in that in the bit between the barriers and the thing. There's TV screens there. Watch your games. Be with your friends. It's a social thing. Keep the seats empty. That's the biggest thing you can do, you know, from a Premier League image standpoint. It is nasty, and that will get traction. That way, they can't resell the tickets. You don't lose out fully because you're still technically at the game. You're just watching it through a TV with your friends around you who you want to be around. Just don't spend money. That way.
Alexis, how much of a message it's going to vibrate across the world? How many different publications, news reporters will write about this if they see the first 20, 30, or even the first half completely empty? Imagine the kind of like heat this ownership's going to get. Do you know what I mean? So I think not only do your protests, but you've got to go out there and, you know, not be in the game. Yes, this ownership, they've already got the money, right? Because you've already bought the ticket. You're a season ticket holder or whatever the case is.
You can't return the season ticket. And the reason you can't is because those tickets will be sold for more. They don't want season ticket holders.
Gone. Exactly. But don't forget, guys, it's not just about the seat. Don't buy any merch. No one's told you to go there and buy merch. Don't buy merch. Make the mega store a dead shop that no one walks into. They're open all the time and then no one's walking into. That's going to be a huge, huge message. Even if you go into the stadium and you're in the concourse, don't buy any of the drinks. Don't buy it. Don't give them money. Do whatever little
that's the thing. Most of those guys,
you can do.
most of those guys will be. That's what I'm saying. Most of those guys will be at the games, though. That's just the reality of it, bro. You know what I mean? I go to a lot of games. I know what it's like. I know what it's like. A lot of these people will still be at the games. Yeah. So if you like you're saying, Miz, yeah, if you're gonna go to the protest, stand on business and don't go to the games, bro. Don't buy any more tickets, home or away, right?
Or else don't. It's not gonna matter. They're gonna do the protest, then they're gonna cheer, go and watch the game, be in the stadium and cheer and do everything. Do you know what I mean?
Go watch the game in the pubs nearby, man. There's bare places you can go watch the game. There's pubs, there's bars. They'll be showing the games there. Don't go into the bridge. Yeah. Don't go in there, because I'm telling you, bro, that's what's going to really bring change. I've been seeing these Glazers, yeah. The Glazers have been at Man United now for so long. They've tried multiple protests. They have had a game called off, right? They've had so many things, bro. But ultimately, did that change much? No. That didn't really change much. It's only now Ineos have kind of, you know, brought into the club and they're the ones that are like at the front of everything now. Glazers are kind of in the back. But I saw this happen with United, bro, and I had the same take with them. You have to pull money away from the club. That's what's going to really make these guys stand up, bro, because these billionaires, it's all about the power. It's all about the money, bro. It's all about the money and the PR.
The
PR is huge. The PR is huge. The PR is huge.
Actively, in my opinion.
The PR is huge. The PR is huge, and it won't be good PR for them if there's many people turning up. Because I do believe there'll be more people showing up to this protest in comparison to the last one. I believe that, right? Because, like I've said, the tide has turned now. A lot of people have, you know, lost patience with the ownership. But I think that impact isn't going to be as large as what it can be if you pull away from the games. Do you get? I feel like the PR will be maybe 10% affect them, maybe 10%, 5%, 10%. But it's not really going to change much, bro. Personally, for me, this is just how I feel, right? Because I've seen how the Glazers have been with United, bro. I've seen it. Yeah.
The big difference between the Glazers and us, though, Don.
TTM will be able to tell you this, bro. TTM is always in my chat too. He's a United fan. He's experienced it, bro. He's experienced.
Don, the biggest difference is, though, the Glazers are one family that own the club, essentially, right? With some shares in the market. We have a consortium. They're accountable to shareholders. The Glazers aren't. It's the Glazers' own money. Does that make sense? So at the end of the day, the Glazers are like, yeah, we'll take the PR. What needs to happen is the PR needs to be so negative that the shareholders are like, yo, this isn't worth the fit. Like, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Sell it.
But I don't want to be associated with it. I don't want to be associated with it.
Yeah. And sadly, it needs to get toxic for that. It needs to get toxic.
I do get that, right? But end of the day, if we make Champions League, they're still gonna be bringing in the money. They're still gonna be attractive to these brands that want to work with the club. Once again, they have to go get a front of shirt sponsor next season again, right? This partnership we've got with this AI company is just like for now till the end of the season. So they're still gonna have to go out and find a new front of shirt sponsor, bro. So again, like, if the club don't make Champions League football, that's what's really going to start hurting these guys. Yeah, you don't make Champions League football.
And this is
in addition to that, right? Empty seats and that. Yeah, that's what's really going to start to hurt them, because now they're like, yo, our income ain't even as good as what it was before, bro. Yeah, we're losing money. We're starting to lose money, bro. Yeah,
that's what made Arsenal
money
change.
Talks, you know, money talks loud,
3 years, no Champions League made Arsenal change. Seats started getting empty.
Alexis, I think they were gone from Champions League for like six seasons or something like that. It was more than
there was a huge approach change because they just realized, hold on, like, we are losing brand value here. I actually think, look, there's a really good video that Eunice shared, and it was basically some private equity guys breaking down the impacts of Chelsea not making Champions League in a really simple, concise way. Good news, they could sell in 4 years. Bad news is in 4 or 5 years, they can re-up for another 7 to 10 years. So, like, it could get a lot worse. There needs to be a push for them to sell. Because it's not going to get better.
For me, what's really important now, what's really key for me now, is the fact that, again, like I've said, the tide has turned. There's a lot of people like myself who've lost patience with these guys, you know, like yourself, Miz, as well, right? And the feeling going into next season is completely different to the feeling we had going into this season, bro. because we was all optimistic, right? Club World Cup, you know, we all thought was gonna. Well, a majority of Chelsea fans I speak to were saying we're gonna compete. You know, Matisse was predicting us to finish second. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thought it was gonna have.
I was saying compete as well. Compete for the Premier League.
Same.
You know what I mean?
I predicted us to finish third after the window shut. I said we're gonna finish third. But the point that I'm making is that a lot of Chelsea fans were optimistic. Even a lot of rivals I'd speak to were optimistic about Chelsea's future going into this season. Whereas now, bro, even if we win the FA Cup, people, again, comprehension. I'm not saying we're gonna win it. I'm not saying we're gonna win it, but I'm just saying, even if we do win the FA Cup, don't let that cloud your judgment about what's gonna happen in the season. Don't let that make you think, oh yeah, we've won the FA Cup now. It now means that we're gonna have a good season. You know, we're gonna compete now. We're gonna challenge, because that's where we went wrong after we won the Champions League too.
Yes.
We won the Champions League. We let that paper over the cracks. When the reality is, we was nowhere near competing, right? And as it is right now, if they carry this on, bro, the way they are right now, we'll be nowhere near competing. We'll be stuck on this merry-go-round of top 5. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to elevate, bro. We are not going to elevate. Yeah. People need to remember before you come in, Miz. Yeah. Just one last point. People need to remember, Arsenal finished 5 points above us last season. Yeah. They only finished 5 points above us, right? What did they do in the summer? They bolstered their squad. They improved their squad. Because I don't believe that they're a great team. I think they've got a great defense. I think they've got an elite defense, which helps them win a lot of games, right? But ultimately, they've got a better squad than everyone else. Whereas with us, our squad basically, you can even say it downgraded, bro. You know, like Sancho left.
You can't even say it has downgraded, and they've massively upgraded. Like, it's the double impact. People, you know, Blue Coat think everyone else will stay the same or converge to their model, and that's where it breaks. Like, for example, even the pay and the wages, right, bro? It's all cute to say Reece James is on 200k, Enzo should be accepting that. The market does not dictate that. Gravenberch just got 270k.
No, I think Enzo will get a big wage now, man. He's on 180, innit? I think he'll probably get I'll probably say 230, 240 minimum. That's just me speculating.
Bro, he's gone. Enzo Fernandez is gone.
Miz, I don't think Enzo.
I think he was signed personally.
I think
as long as we get Champions League.
Because Madrid, purely based on the fact that Madrid won't pay the money that's like the 80, 90 million that's needed.
He'll find a loan deal.
You think we'll take a loss?
Lads, it'll be a loan. He'll find. Look, this guy. Let me put it this way, because we want to segue to Liam Rossigna, because it's perfect how it's sort of panned out right now. Both you guys were saying, especially Don, that even if we win the FA Cup, let's not try and, get back into the situation like some of us felt after the Club World Cup. Even if the best case scenario happens this season, which is Champions League football qualification again and FA Cup glory. Yeah. Even if these two happen, none of us can sit here and say we can trust this ownership again, and next season it's all going to be beautiful and this, that, the other. We're going to have a fantastic, transfer window. And I'll tell you why. It's because now we've talked about the ownership. They're foul. Liam Rossigna, and I know Alexis is dying to talk about this, right? Ladies and gentlemen, even if the best case scenario somehow happens, Liam Rossigna is not cut out at this level. He just isn't. So next season, if we are somehow stuck with Rossigna and we haven't made a proper decision in the summer to get rid of him, to bring in someone substantially better, which is not going to happen. Let's face it, it won't happen because this ownership just won't do it. But if you keep Liam Rossigna, I'm telling you, we are not going to be too far away from having the same fate as Spurs. We're not too far away from this.
What makes you say that? As in, like, about him? Because I'm hearing this a lot, and I feel like, okay, he's had a really bad 2 weeks where I've crashed him a lot. But I could talk you through all the games that he's been here, and majority of them have been on the players, bro. In terms of the games in the Premier League, bro. Yeah. Okay,
so this.
Hold on, the types of goals that I'm seeing us conceding, bro. Moresca had the same problem. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right now. It don't matter what manager it is. Even Moresca was facing these problems. Moresca was facing the red cards. Moresca was facing the individual mistakes.
Don, but you're comparing it. This is what irritates me when people do this. You're comparing it to a standard, right? where you're comparing Chelsea to win leagues. And I get why you're doing that, because historically that's what we grew up on. I'm not anymore. I'm comparing it to just getting top 4. I don't think what he's doing with this batch of players is any better than mid-table. And it's going to even out. And we've had this chat where we're far too open, and it depends on strikers scoring 3-4 goals a game. And you sometimes you win 1-0.
This is what I'm saying. There's deeper problems here, because we didn't even go man for man against Everton. We did not press man for man.
Yeah, but Don, we didn't create nothing either against Everton.
Let me finish what I'm saying, Alexis, bro. Yeah, the team didn't play well against Everton, but the point that I'm making is that we did not press man for man in that game, and we had still lost 3-0. Right? I can't blame Rafinha for Fofana ball watching and letting Beto run off of him and literally treating him like his Drogba all game. Yeah,
I can't blame Rafinha for the lack of press, though. The lack of press. The lack of press.
Which one is it? Wait, hold on. Which one is it? So you complain about the man for man pressing. Now
why are we working in a world where we either park the bus or we either full press court? Under Enzo Moresca, we had a tight, compact midfield off the ball, and we kept 8 clean sheets in 19 games. 8 clean sheets in 19. That's a fact. That's not debatable. Meaning the structure gave us a pedestal to build on something. Since he's come in, we've kept 3 clean sheets in 20 games, bro.
Yeah, but bro,
as much as that's a player issue,
hold on. And that's why I'm glad that we're in group chats, because we've spoken. Hold on, Miz. Yeah, we've spoken weekly about the types of goals that we've been conceding, bro. I can talk to you about Wolves. Went to Wolves, we're conceding another corner, right? I can talk to you about Burnley at home. We're conceding another corner. We're getting another red card. I can talk to you about Palace away. We're conceding another corner, right? I can talk to you about Leeds, where we're literally cruising. Caicedo gives away a penalty, and then poor defending for the second goal. I can give you examples, similar things, bro. Miz, this is the thing, yeah. Rafinha's style of play is obviously a little bit more open in comparison to Moresca. I'm not debating that, right? My issue is that people seem to have forgotten when we played against Sunderland at home and we had Robbie, right, up against Tosin and Chalobah just staring at him. Yeah, Rafinha wasn't here, right? I gave the example earlier of Garnacho at the back post against Brentford away. Rafinha wasn't here. Yeah, I can give you the examples of Bournemouth.
Don, can I just ask you a simple question rather than you going on this soliloquy?
Hold on, Alexis. Yeah, let me just finish my point, bro.
Who's the better manager?
I can give you the examples. Hold on, bro. I can give you the examples of because I'm being fair because I'm seeing a theme with the players. Regardless of the manager, I'm seeing a theme with the players. When we conceded
I've got a rebuttal. I've got a rebuttal on it.
You've got a rebuttal. That's fine. Just one last example. When we conceded 2 goals at home against Bournemouth from throw-ins, by the way, Rafinha wasn't here, right? These players, when Moresca was here, I was saying the exact same thing, bro. There's certain games where he could have done a little bit better, he could have done more, but the players as well, they were at the crime scene too, bro. Yeah, they were at the crime scene too, and I'm seeing similar things with Rafinha since he's been here. There's been 2 players getting red cards, bro. You know what I mean? Like, now, it's the same problem. I'm seeing similar problems Moresca had too, bro.
Let me give you my rebuttal, and then Alexis can chime in as well, right? My rebuttal to that, Don, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong once I'm done with what I'm about to say, right? You're looking at more game-to-game analysis, right? Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at body language of these players. I think it is so clear, even though we were making the mistakes under Moresca, and we are still making the mistakes under Rafinha, I feel these players respected the manager back then. These players don't respect the manager right now. That's a huge factor. I think there was a lot of red flags with the lineups against Napoli. There was lineup issues against some of the other teams as well.
Newcastle,
Newcastle. But I think where it really, I honestly feel this moment changed and the players started to think otherwise is when Jurgensen came in for Sanchez in the PSG game, because all of a sudden you have a goalkeeper. Let's be honest, Sanchez is not some sort of a fan favorite for any of us, right? But I think we can all say unanimously that he was having a good season up until then, bar maybe a couple of games against Arsenal, 2 times against Arsenal, and maybe 1 or 2 previous. But Besides that, he was having a good game. That kerfuffle, that nonsense that Liam Rossinier did, which he made it a debate between Sanchez and Jorgensen, and then Jorgensen played against PSG at Paris, and then he did the fuck up that he did, Jorgensen. At that point, I could see that these players have lost respect for this manager, right?
Yeah,
So then,
what happened? I called him for that.
Yeah, and that's fine. But all of these things have consequences, right? And it's got nothing to do with structure sometimes or the setup, this, that, the other. Straight after that, who did we play? Newcastle. And you could see it was lackluster. You could see that you picked Jorgensen. Now supposedly he has an injury all of a sudden. He has a groin injury, whatever. He probably does. But Sanchez comes in, and now Sanchez is not feeling confident anymore because he's just gone from being number 1 to number 2. And everyone else around the squad is starting to feel a bit weary and weird as well. And we lose against Newcastle at home. Then everyone's talking big. Reece James talking big. Cucurella, Rosinha, Chalobah. Everyone's like, get PSG in. We're going to do our level best. We're going to score 3. Then we got the way we got that blamming against PSG. We got embarrassed. I said it on that day. I think these players don't play for this manager ever again because they got embarrassed in front of their home crowd. They just royally got done. Liam Rossinier was being joked around, laughed around about all the stuff he was saying. Respect the ball. Before that, I think Newcastle, where the referee was in the middle, right? That was Newcastle, right? The referee was in the middle of the battle.
He does. This is the thing is, I don't like certain things. Again, this is not a Rossinier defense league, right? Because I've cooked Rossinier like the past few weeks, bro. I've been cooking this guy. I don't like how, after we lost to Everton, he's all hugging the players after and that, bro. I don't want to be seeing that. Like, just keep it real, clap by yourself, and then just go down the tunnel and give these guys an absolute bollocking, bro. Yeah? I don't want to be seeing you hugging them and tendering to them and that. These
they don't even want to be hugged. They don't even want to be hugged. You can see Cucurella. Cucurella's like, bro, like, just don't hug me in front of the camera.
He's forcing it. You know what I mean? He's forcing it. But the irony, the thing that I won't let happen, is people to revise what was going on towards the end of Moresca's time, right? As much as I blamed, hold on. As much as I blamed the players when Moresca was here, bro, I can talk to you about that Leeds performance away. I was fucking there, mate. Yeah, I can talk to you about the Bournemouth game, away from home. Yeah, I can talk to you about Villa at home, the second half, atrocious, right? So for me, how I feel right now, if you man want to go early and say, the players don't want to play for this manager no more, you're more than welcome to do that. But I'm sorry, I saw similar sort of performances even with Moresca, from these players, right? Especially towards the end of his time. Let's not forget the form that Moresca was on towards the end. And I believe that he would turn it around. I believe
Enzo Fernandez literally came out publicly stating how disgruntled he was that Enzo Moresca. Look, I'm not defending Moresca. I was getting fed up with Moresca at the end as well. Like, what are you doing? Some of the lineup, some of the players, and whatnot.
We didn't want him sacked, though, man.
I didn't want him sacked. I didn't want him sacked. I just said that if the results.
Based on the way Don's speaking, Moresca was the worst manager in the world, bruv. The way Don's speaking right now, and this is what irritates me.
I'm speaking facts.
No, you're not speaking facts. Because it's my turn now to explain my point of view. Yeah. When you have a manager that's managed 93 games and has a win rate of 60%, what that indicates is things have been better than things have been worse. That's a fact. It means you win more than half of your games. When that manager's conceded 98 goals in 93 games, Rossinia's been here for 20 games, conceded 30 plus. I think it's 33, if I'm not mistaken. That's a third in 20 games. That's a third, yeah? Straight away, there's a systemic issue because we're leaking goals quicker than we're leaking before. These players 100%. Are shit. Some of them are absolutely shit, and Don is spot on. Individual mistakes are unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. He's spot on. But when you put shit people in shit systems, they make shittier mistakes.
Yeah.
You put a bad worker in a bad system, he's not going to work properly. We need to control the controllables. We can control the manager. Get a better manager in. Rossinier was never qualified to get this job, and I'm meant to give him leeway. What leeway are you going to get from me, man? The only thing that he's done really...
I'm not asking you to get... You can feel how you feel. I'm not saying you can't feel how you feel. I'm just I'm just giving a different.
I get what you, bro. Honestly, Don, I really do understand it, and you know why it frustrates me? Because what you're doing is actually like, I get the logic. You're saying, bro, these players aren't what's the word? They aren't guilt free. You know, like don't excuse them. And I totally agree with you. But what I also say is, we've got our good players playing shit now. Clearly, you're not doing your job. Like the example is, imagine you're a chef. I give you ingredients. You're like, I don't like these ingredients. Give me better ingredients. Otherwise, I can't do my job. I'm like, no, this is what you're gonna get. If you cook nothing or a terrible meal, I still gave you decent ingredients, bro. Put something presentable on the table.
I'll give you another example. Alexis, I'll give you another example. Do you guys remember when you were back in school and there was a substitute teacher every now and then that'd come in? Remember the substitute teacher? Did you guys give any respect to the substitute teacher? No matter how good of a student you were, when you saw the substitute teacher, you said, "Nah, I'm gonna let loose today. I'm gonna make sure the substitute teacher changes career now, because I don't respect this teacher." I feel like this is what's happening right now. These players are looking at Liam Rosignol talking the nonsense that he's talking off field, saying all that stuff. You know, who's that guy? Kevin Kilbane. I don't know if you guys saw the quote. His former teammate. His former teammate is saying, I don't know who this guy is. He was a decent enough player when he was at Hull, but now it seems like he's taken a psychology pill or some sort of a psychology memoir, and he's talking waffle.
Yeah, and that's why he needs to start winning games quickly, bro. Because that's what happens. That's what happens.
Don, he's not gonna win, bro. He's not. I can guarantee you, after the international break, we are not beating City. We are not beating Man United. We're not beating anyone.
Bro, I'm telling you now, Miz. Listen, everything that you man are saying, I can't even. Why do you think I'm not sitting here defending this guy? I'm just saying that I'm seeing similar. The type of goals that I'm seeing us conceding, I saw similar things with Moresca too. That's the point that I'm making, right? And for me, like I've said, bro, it's been a horrible 2 weeks. The irony of this guy, is that every single game where he's overcomplicated are the games that have come back to burn him. Yeah. Napoli game, he started Fofana at left centre back with Reece James at centre back. He had to change it. Yeah.
Yep.
PSG game for 70 minutes, we was in the game.
West Ham.
West Ham. West Ham, West Ham. West Ham. I don't know that game because that was Hato and Garnacho. That was more Shirley, I would say, like in that game. Obviously, changed things at halftime. I'm looking more at the Napoli first half. I'm looking more at PSG, right, to drop Sanchez for that game. I'm looking at Newcastle the game after that, starting Reece again in the middle, which burnt him even more because then Reece got injured, bro. Yeah, I'm not saying Reece got injured because he played in the midfield, but you literally had Lavia and Santos there. The football god said, "Yo, you want to take the piss?"
Correct.
Okay, what's gonna happen? We're gonna
find out.
He found out exactly. He fucked around and he found out. Right when he came in and simplified things, we were winning games. We were playing better. Right. So what's changed in this guy's head where he's starting to now think his Dexter's what's that show called? Dexter's Laboratory and that.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah,
but bro, every game it's a different strategy. Every game it's a different strategy.
From the Moresca system, the further we get away from the Moresca system, the more exposed we become. There was I looked at it the other day, right? Since he's been in his 20 games, we've conceded 2 or more goals 50% of the games. We conceded 5 once. We've conceded 3, I think it was 4 times. Like, it's unsustainable. It really is unsustainable. And we need, like, for me, if they want to make top 4, and let's round this up right now, because I'm going to just make it abundantly clear. If we want to make top 4 and win 4 of our last 7 games, he needs to be replaced. I don't see us winning 4 of our last 7 games with him in charge.
What's our first game? What's our first game after the international break?
So it's I've been forensically analyzing it. Manchester City at home.
We're not winning that.
Manchester United.
We're not winning
Manchester United at home.
Winning that
I don't see us winning that one. Brighton away.
Yeah. We should be winning that, but look at what Brighton's up to. Look at what they're doing, right?
Forest away. Forest at home.
Fighting relegation. So chalk that one.
Liverpool away.
That we should be winning. We should be looking at winning.
Allegedly, because we haven't.
Bro, we don't. Man said we should be winning, bro. We don't travel well to Liverpool.
We don't travel well.
Liverpool. When we go to Everton, when we play
Spurs.
Anfield, we don't travel well, bro.
We should win against Spurs.
And then Sunderland. Bro, I'm telling you right now, if we go into those final 3 games needing 2 wins, I think he's done a miracle. Because I think he is so out of his depth. His own players are coming out and speaking out indirectly against him. Neto's spoken out. He said,
Malo
we
Gusto.
lost control. Malo Gusto said, the style is a bit different. We're a lot more open. Enzo's taking the piss with what he's saying.
Alexis, Malo Gusto said at 2-2 at PSG, why are we playing out from the back? Malo Gusto saying this, bro.
By the way, you know these players as well, yeah? How about you just take some initiative and say we ain't playing out the back?
Thank you. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, thank you. Yeah, like it's not. These like, I don't know why people think that these managers should baby everyone in every step. I'm sorry, these guys are professionals, right? They've been playing football since they could barely even fucking walk, most of them. Jorgensen, yes, this guy's prone to mistakes. The mistake starts with Senior, yes, but that mistake that he made, bro, yo, that's just like some, that's just I don't even know what was going on there, bro. Man was thinking about what he's gonna eat after the game, during the game, yeah. He got mad cocky because he was having a good game, right? He got mad cocky, he got laxy daisy. Yeah, I'm just going to play it out again. That's just pathetic. That is just a pathetic mistake. And that's what goes back to the point I made at the beginning. They all make avoidable mistakes. All of them make avoidable mistakes, bro. The players, the managers, right? The ownership. It's a recipe for disaster, bro. You know what I mean? And for me, I feel like this break has actually come at a very good time because what you're saying, Alexis, what the players are saying right now, yeah, bro, Rafinha better be using that and saying, yo, these men right now, they're not happy with what's going on. I need to change things. Yeah. I need to change things. And I want to be seeing more of that, you know, closing these passing lanes like what we did against Everton the other day, pressing when we need to press, not consistently going back and forth like what we tried to do with PSG, because PSG bopped us off the park, right? This team right now, they're not confident. They are not confident, and they need something to just turn it on again, right? And start winning again, bro. Because we've lost 4 games in a row, man. That's a joke thing, bro.
That's a joke. Years. That's
First
a
time
joke.
In 33 years, we lost 4 games.
And not just lost, boys. We've been
the manner. It's the manner in how we're losing in how we're losing these games, bro. Right? And that's why people are saying,
look at what Beto did to us, bro.
Bro, Beto. Again, it's like everyone looks at Chelsea right now, yeah, and we're victims, bro. Like, it's like, yeah, we're playing Chelsea. Yeah. I'm telling you now.
You know the idea of Haaland against our defense with that high line.
Well, we're not winning that one. We're not winning against Man City,
bro. I'm telling you, yeah. What's the team we're playing again? FA Cup?
Port Vale.
They're bottom of the league. They're not gonna look like it when they play us, right? They're not gonna look like it when they play us. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna come there with a fucking mentality. They're gonna come here with a fucking mentality.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like, you feel like this? How do you not want the manager sacked then? Like, how are you willing to give him more time?
You should be like it's
a mentality shift that is required from the manager, and it's also required from the players too, right? He can't be shifting the mentality by himself, bro. That's why I'm saying over this period, he has a lot of work to do to get these guys firing again. Yeah. It's good that some of these guys are going away on the international break, so they ain't got to see his face for 2 weeks, because his face is starting to annoy me now as well. My boys keep sending his face in the group chat. I'm like, bro, don't send Matisse here, bro. Stop sending him here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't want to be seeing him right now. He's talking too much. It's enough. Enough is enough. I literally tweeted on my Twitter like 2 weeks ago, can we just have a media blackout? Yeah. I don't watch the training videos. I don't watch any interviews with these players, because everything that they're saying, it goes into one ear, it comes out the other. Because when it comes to the talking time on the pitch, you guys do something else, right? Stop cringing me out of this fucking thing where you're huddling in the middle of the pitch, yeah, and then you wanna keep losing. You wanna keep losing.
You do the huddle and then you get smashed 3-0.
And then you get smashed 3-0.
Maybe unhuddle. Let's see what happens.
It's honestly pathetic, bro. I'm sick and tired of the yapping, bro. Please, can we just be quiet and just get on with the work? Just Rafinha, please, just go back to basics, please. Yeah, just go back to basics, man. You know what I mean? Like it's actually a joke. But I'm sorry, everyone needs to take a hard look at themselves right now, and that goes for the players too. Yeah, because some of the performances I saw the other day, bro. Enzo against Everton was shocking, bro. Shocking, right?
I also
passing the ball into shadows. Yeah,
We
Like,
were so
João Pedro, no creativity. Neto just kicking the ball off the pitch and that. Like, everyone was so bad, bro. Apart from Lavia and Esteval. And just on that as well, Esteval now needs to be starting more often than not. Yeah,
he has to play.
Bro,
He has
I
to.
don't
needs to
care,
be in
bro.
that 11,
7
bro.
games is not too much. He needs to play. Back and it's one
Every
game
single
a
one
week.
of them.
You better fucking
All
play
of them.
every game.
Yeah.
Let him play. We're not in the Champions League no more. There's no midweek games no more. So you should even have more time to recover now, right? The only extra game we've got is the FA Cup. I want to
Bro,
be seeing
hire him a
Esteval
masseuse to live with
every
him.
game.
Every time he has he's sore, get massaged. Literally just recover, bro. I had enough of this.
Are you not seeing
100%.
how he's bulking up now as well? Yeah, they're feeding him good over there. Yeah, he's getting a bit whammer now.
They're feeding him good, bro. They're feeding him good. All right, let's do some super chats, man, and wrap this up. Dammy, thank you so much for the super chat. Obviously, results don't matter. Are we protesting at the United game because of maximum media coverage? Also, what briefing do you think they'll give now? Look,
So
the
reason we're
briefings don't
protesting,
stop.
the
Yeah, go on,
reason they're
Alexis.
protesting at the United game, this was confirmed, was because of the Strasbourg fans. They needed to get a time when the Strasbourg fans could arrive. So it wasn't because Chelsea fans wanted to delay it. It's because of when the Strasbourg fans could come in then large numbers.
And also
important.
then create a unified Blueco out, because Strasbourg are owned by Blueco as well. So I don't think I've ever seen a protest or a march where 2 sets of fans coming together to get the one owners out. So that's the big factor. And in terms of briefings, you already see, the people are, Zach and Sellers or whoever else saying, oh, Liam Rosigne is not looked at someone whose job is on the line. They fully trust him. He's involved with blah, 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 all sorts of nonsense. So, we've got to hurt their image big time with that protest and that march, and then just don't go into the game. Don't go into the stadium. And then they'll be forced to write, negative stuff towards this ownership. It's as simple as that. Dammy, once again, thank you so much. Watch Mineral's video. Do you think owners care? Look, I'll be honest with you, and I'm going to make this very, very abundantly clear. The message that Minerals is driving and has been driving from the get-go is spot on. Is spot on. The reason why I don't associate myself with him, because I know a lot of you guys keep saying, Miz, collaborate, do the, be with Johnny and this, that. This guy has personally insulted me multiple times. It's not even about my footballing takes. He has personally insulted me. And I'm going to go there and collaborate with this guy. I'm sorry, I won't. Right? I just won't. So, yeah, and I'm going to keep it to that. I don't want to delve into any other details or whatnot. I will not do that. I'm not going to stoop that low. I've got some respect for myself. I'm just not going to do that. So I don't watch any of his videos. I don't. Man who insults me personally. It's got nothing to do with football. He'll start insulting me, and I'm going to watch his video. I don't think so.
Yeah, man. I think people need to stop having this entitlement of, oh yeah, you should work with that guy and that guy. I'm sorry, bro. Like the moment that you overstep football and you start to get at people personally, bro, that's it. It's done. Like, it's done. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like obviously we've all got platforms here, but we're human beings. End of the day, like we've got feelings, we've got pride, like we've got just like, what's the word I'm looking for, bro? Where we've got morals. You know what I mean? So if Miz don't want to work with someone, like, it's not by force, and he's got every reason to not want to work with him if the guy has attacked him personally, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bro, he's insulted me in a bad manner on a regular. Like, I'm gonna go and collaborate with this guy. I'm not fucked in the head, mate. I'm just not gonna do that. JCM, thank you so much for the super chat. This ownership will lead us to situations similar to Tottenham. I believe that, and I'm very, very worried about that.
I really hope they don't. I think we've got enough talent not to get there. I think it's still salvageable if they wake up with this summer and go, oh, let's actually add some experience.
It's always salvageable. The thing is, they don't salvage it. That's the problem. And then, don't salvage it long enough. We're not that, it's not that, it'll never happen to us. I never ever expected what's happening to Spurs to happen. Like I never thought that they're going to get relegated. I'm pretty certain Spurs are going to get relegated. I never thought that this would happen, but it's going to happen. It's happening. Asad, thank you so much for the super chat. We have soft fans and soft YouTubers letting off players like Palmer doing trademarks. Assad, you're crazy, bro.
Mr. Assad, thank you for watching all our content. We appreciate all your support. Next,
Assad's my guy, man. Assad's my guy. I swear to God, this guy, man.
Assad,
bro,
Assad, you're a mad
every
one,
video I make, I get 3 or 4 comments from Assad cooking me.
He cooks me as well, bro. I don't even know what he's cooking.
Sometimes it's even uncalled for. It's not even on the topic. He'll just be cooking.
Nah, it's not. It's just random. He hates me. Rego Park, thank you so much for the super chat. Enzo and Caicedo want far less wages than other lesser midfielders. They are not paid at market value. Enzo has second highest GA behind Pedro. No, I agree. And a lot of their payment kicks in if you make Champions League football, because it's all incentivized. If you don't make Champions League football, they only make their base wage.
Wait, Miz, I'm going to say one thing, though. I'm seeing a lot of these players are unhappy if they don't make Champions League, that their wage goes down. We'll make bloody Champions League. You need to win 4 games from 7, and that will most probably get it done. So please. I
hear that.
I'm not asking for much.
100% hear that, Alexis. Like, yeah, you want to earn more. What more motivation do you need? Go out there and do your job. But the environment is so shit. I've been in organizations like that, bro. Like, I don't know whether Don or yourself. I've been in companies where it's fucking shit. No matter how good you are, they stoop you to that level.
Yep. And then you start to look now. You start to look for other jobs. Yep.
You start to look, bro. You start to look for other jobs. You might be one of the highest paid over there, but you still start to look at the jobs because it's not about the pay. Mentally, you're getting drained. Mentally, you're just getting depleted.
It's one thing after another. It's one thing after another. You know, there's one thing after another, bro. And that's why I don't even begrudge Enzo for, you know, if he wants to leave in the summer and he actually says, yo, I want to leave, like, that's it, I'm done. I don't begrudge him, bro. Like,
I won't begrudge him.
They clearly sold him a dream. By now, we shouldn't be having conversations about are we going to get top 5, bro? And then we don't even know if we're going to get it. Come on now, man.
Don.
Oh, Assad, back.
Don. Enzo has been here for almost 4 seasons, bro.
5 managers, miss.
5
if you want to add Bruno to that, it's 6. The bald guy we had against Liverpool, bro.
Yeah. And where is he? He's back to square one again. So how's he meant to feel? Right? Asa, thank you once again. Liam improved Barco to Moreira, Godot, Panicelli, who are 50 to 40 million players. No, he's not bad coach before you say League One, Shirky, Cook, Arsenal. Asad, I don't know how many times I'm not going to claim that I watched Strasbourg a lot, but every time I was watching them, I'm telling you, there was a lot of kamikaze moments as well. You say that he's improved these players. Okay. But let's not forget, they did bottle a clear opportunity at making Champions League last season. They bottled that to the point where they made it into Conference League. And this season, under Liam Rossigna, before he joined us, they were sort of like dwindling around that mid-table anyway. So great, he was improving players. But Asad, when are we going to start talking about winning trophies? Why are you talking like Chelsea, Strasbourg? Not once do I ever see you, Asad, talk about Chelsea should be winning trophies. You're always interested about, why aren't you talking about Cole Palmer? Why aren't you talking about this guy? Why are you talking down on the ownership? Why aren't you demanding trophies? Brother Asad, when are you going to demand trophies? I never ever see you that I want trophies.
Do you think Asad is Don's burner? Not Don's burner, Robert's burner.
I'm starting to think he might be, you know. I'm starting to think he might be. These are all Robert's takes, bro. They're all Robert's takes. Top Dog RLG, big up my man. Blueco out is incredibly unrealistic. Call for Iqbali to step away from running things and the sporting directors to be replaced by one person with a single vision that knows what they're doing. It'll never happen. You think Iqbali, the egotistic guy, he's just going to step out? Bro, he ain't stepping out. And whoever they bring in next ain't going to be some sort of a, God-sent person. this entire organization needs to move and give it to someone else that actually going to have football first. They're going to make footballing decisions. It's simple as that, right? It's simple as that. Tenzin, thank you. Rosinia is perfect face for this Blueco project, clueless and pretending to be someone they're not. I agree with that. I think he's the epitome of this project's failure. Like he's the symbolism. Like for me, Rosinia does not deserve to be at Chelsea Football Club. I'm sorry. He should have gone from Strasbourg to a Fulham, to a Crystal Palace, to a West Ham. Hell, maybe even less than that. I'm probably not even doing justice to those teams. So for him to leapfrog all of that and come straight to Chelsea, madness. Tenzin, once again, thank you, my man. Rosinia got more interviews than wins. Top Dog, once again, read yesterday that Bayern Munich are scrapping supplementary transfer strategy, which basically means only signing elite players and filling the holes with academy players. I've always said this. Get elite players, and areas where you feel like there's no elite scenarios out there, get in some top academy players to blend in with the elite players. This is how you run a football club. You can't go out there and buy elite for every position because sometimes there may not be elite available.
Exactly.
So you have to use your academy in those instances, and I'm happy with that. I'm absolutely happy with that. But we don't do that. We don't buy elite, and then we don't really utilize our academy that much at the moment.
Boys, I've got a cut, yeah. I've got a cut, man.
Go. Sorry,
big up the panel, man. And big up the chat, yeah. You man, bless.
Yeah, take it. All right, last one, Asad. I love you all. That's why I watch now. Thank you. Spokesy, thank you. When will the penny drop with these fraud owners? I think the penny has dropped. It has dropped. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wrap things up. It's been a fantastic show. Make sure you guys follow Alexis and Don. The link is literally in the description. We had a nice turnout. Hopefully Matisse will be there in the next show and we can have all four of us. This is moving forward, the panel. Alexis, any final thoughts before we get going?
Blueco out. They say I never say it enough, so I'm going to join the gang.
Throw it in there, bro. Blueco out. Big up to each and every one of you guys in the live chat. Smash up the like button. Hype. Subscribe to all of our channels. And until next time, thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.